Te take whenua hou, Rakataura and Kahukeke. This is a story of the explorations of Raukawa tūpuna Rakataura and Kahukeke as they explored the interior of the central North Island and named many of the landmarks and features we see today. As is the case with most oral history, there are variations to different kōrero, and this is but one of those kōrero, and as is described by Raukawa historian and Kaumātua, Nigel te Hiko, following his research during the treaty settlement process. Rakataura and Kahukeke were both passengers aboard the Tainui Waka when it set sail from Hawaii to Aotearoa. Rakataura was the tohunga, and Kahukeke the daughter of the Tainui rangatira or chief, Hoturoa. Following the arrival in Aotearoa and settlement of the Tainui at Kāwhia, a union took place between Rakataura and Kahukeke. This union was to cement a peace between Rakataura and Hoturoa, who had had some disputes throughout the journey of the Tainui Waka. Following this union, the pair would journey to the interior of the central North Island, and it was during this exploration that many of the significant landmarks and features were named. Many of these sites still retain these names to this day. Rakataura was also responsible for placing kōwhatu mauri on his journeys. Now these kōwhatu mauri were to ensure a permanent abundance of manu in the area. Rakataura and Kahukeke ventured from Kāwhia until they reached the ranges and maunga known today as Pirongia. The full name of the mountain is Te Pirongia o Te Aroaro o Kahukeke, or the centred pathway of Kahukeke. As they continued their journey, they spotted a mountain that appeared to be suspended above the mist. This maunga would be known as Maunga Tautari. They continued southeast, naming places such as Te Kakepuku Ōkahu and Te Pai Whenua. Their explorations were halted after Kahukeke became ill and shelter was sought on a nearby maunga. A whare was built for Kahukeke to allow her to regain her health. The maunga was then named Te Whare Pūhunga o Kahukeke after this event. Whilst Kahukeke was ill, Rakataura would travel to another adjacent maunga to carry out an ancient ritual or pure, with the hope of restoring Kahukeke back to health. The name Pureora reflects the ritual performed by Rakataura. He would also place one of the kōwhatu mauri here, and to this day, Pureora is still renowned for the bird life that continues to flourish in the area. The pure had its desired effect. With Kahukeke returning to health, the pair continued their ventures further south along the Waikato River. It was here that the pair would spend a large amount of their time, naming the place Te Whakamarumarutanga o Kahu, or the sheltering of Kahukeke. Whilst in the area, the pair would name a number of other sites, including Maunga Kahu or Mount Kahu, as it is more commonly referred to today, as well as Kāwhiti. From Whakamarumarutanga, they would venture further south to yet another maunga, which would be known as Te Puke o Kahukeke, and it was here that Kahukeke would eventually pass away. Following her death, the grief-stricken Rakataura continued his journey, this time heading north. He journeyed through the area now known as Te Kaukau o Pātetere, along the way naming the fresh, flowing river Waiho. He would also stop and name a repo, or swamp, Te Mana o Kahu, in recognition of the strength shown by Kahukeke during her sickness. He would eventually come to the Kaimai Ranges, where his attention was focused to two distant mountain peaks. Rakataura continued his expedition until he eventually came to these maunga. He would name them Te Aroha ki Uta and Te Aroha ki Tai, a recognition of his love for his wife and children. The maunga and township below are today known as Te Aroha. It was here that Rakataura would live out the rest of his days. And this is a brief kōrero of the journeys of Rakataura and Kahukeke. Their exploits are etched into the fabric of mātauranga Raukawa, their footprints, setting the pathway for the Raukawa takiwa as we know it today.